Good morning, everybody. I finished my night shift here, and we're going to have a talk about vaccines, anti-vaxxers, and those who take vaccines. So give a few minutes, see. It's pretty early. I'm tired, long shift, and let's see who logs on here. It's always that time you wait and see, but lots of comments on it. I see people are coming on now. Oh yeah, I'm tired. But I want to have this talk about vaccines. It's, I've had to ban a bunch of people. And you know what? More people request friendship every day. So, and I want to get into it because a lot of people get lost in the jumble mess of what's real and what's not. I'm not a big flu vaccine supporter. Even COVID at this point, if I don't have to take those vaccines, I never will. They shouldn't be mandatory. I believe that. I'm very libertarian. I always have been. I go by what is real and what isn't. What is in data, things you can believe in. The CDC, FDA, USA, you can believe in that. I know from personal experience, and I'm not going to get into it. I know all about vaccines and the harm that can come from that. Whether Canada wants to acknowledge that or not, that's unfortunately our Canadian Medical Association and our health services in every province. There is the term practice in Canada. You can go on my timeline. I've gone through CMA, Canadian Medical Association, and AHS just in the province of Alberta in absolute detail. The complete breakdown. There's no accountability, just like our government. The system's built that way. The term practice is just that, practicing. Doctor messes up in Canada, no problem. Zero liability for that. You can't sue. You can't sue. Justin Trudeau says, pharmaceuticals, in this case of COVID, we will cover you. No, he says the people will cover you, meaning the taxpayer, not the company. There's no multi-lawsuit. They have full immunity. Now, in the USA, it's a different story. Historically, it's always been that way. I know absolutely in my own personal life about that pain of not being able to sue because I'm Canadian, going through it personally long before my politics several years ago. Not going to get into that personal experience, but I know. And the stats aren't there right now for long-term implications of various COVID-19 vaccinations. We can't just throw out people's crazy rhetoric, because it takes away all your credibility. And people don't like that, especially in these times. Most people support vaccines. That's their choice. I myself, if there's some kind of major risk or provable history where it's like this is life-altering, it will kill somebody in your family or cause deep destruction to that body, if that disease is that bad. And there's a history of that. Many diseases where vaccines have saved many, many lives and ended plagues. I believe that. That's just me by the science, by the numbers. I don't see that with COVID. That's my opinion, and I don't see it in the numbers. Facts. John Carpe out west went across all of Canada, did every province, went through the numbers, great data. And now as things come out, more data comes out. The death rates everyone's throwing out about USA, the EU, and everything else, wherever they're getting it, injuries. We're talking hundreds and hundreds of millions of vaccinations. It's small numbers. It's 0.0016% for USA. Who knows what the long term's going to be, what issues are going to come forward. It's not going to be a range across many, 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 many spectrums. There'll be a few in there, I'm sure of it. Yeah, people will be susceptible. There's markers in the genetic code for human beings. Science is that far where they can actually test what you're going to be subjected to in disease, or what you could develop or pass on. Certain things that they know. These vaccines are too early. They don't know anything yet. We have to wait for the numbers. Years may have to go by. Some stats may come in months. Some will be years before we really know. And you'll see the lawsuits, at least in USA. So FDA, CDC, don't mess around with that stuff. Traditionally, in my own experience, you can trust the USA beyond anybody else when it comes to drug stats, because they allow their citizens constitutionally to sue the corporations. They even have a fund for it in the government. I know all about it. There's nobody who's going to tell me otherwise. I've looked at it personally in my personal life, only to be rejected because I'm a Canadian, only to find out I don't qualify. Many Americans were settled out, never got nothing. To this day, I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it for many years to come. And, that's that. I have my beliefs. All of you have yours. But it's all about what you can prove, not what you can craft, or somebody else crafted and you're trying to spill it. And then you're name calling or going out or telling people, do as I say. It's no different. You go on my timeline. Everybody who's a loyal follower has been with me from some time. I've taken it from every single walk, every corner. I call it like it is, even when it isn't popular, even when it's never popular. And out east here, people are going to see it whether they like it or not. I stay true to what is, and I get rid of what isn't. That's what I do, whether people like that or not. And in time they see that's the way to go. People come back or they'll leave, or I'll ban a bunch. It's what it is. But I won't let people share their narrative or spread false documents, false stuff all over my profile, trying to run me down, or other people, other followers down who've already looked at it too. And it's really embarrassing when you look at the USA. More than half the population is vaccinated now. There's no mass atrocity deaths. People dead in 6 months. Have you ever seen a vaccine ever in history where half a population wiped out for a vaccine? Do you know how crazy and way out there, far-fetched sci-fi that is? Like, man, nobody can follow that kind of narrative. Are there issues with the vaccines? Absolutely. Provable issues. AstraZeneca. Others, if you don't follow the manufacturer, if they're approved and government's telling you, oh, take a shot now, oh, don't worry, wait 4 months, that is not good. I work in industry like a lot of you. You know what happens at work. Follow the manufacturer's specifications. Doesn't matter what it is. And especially with your body, with drugs. Why would you not follow it? And your government telling you, oh, just take half, oh, don't worry. That's not what the manufacturer said. They don't even recommend that. They say it's ineffective. Vaccines, your body, your choice. I know there's bullying going on. There's going to be in businesses and industry tied to our Canadian government. UK looks to be promising to do that too. And of course, Canada. Oh, well, they did it. We better do it too. In fact, guinea pig the Canadians. There's a long, long history of the United Kingdom and in its former narrative of Ireland and other countries who were always the guinea pigs. Guinea pigs in war, and even in Canada, recent history. We were sent in first. We had to go up the hill. Entire towns slaughtered. I know the history. I know how our government operates, and I get it. But we have to stay with what's fact, what's provable, and don't run down organizations that absolutely have a positive track record. That takes away all credibility too. And I'll never lie, as things come in and everybody makes mistakes, but I just put it out as it is, not how I want it to be, or pump narratives, or to get people to agree with me. It's not about popularity with me. It never has been, never will. I've had my cycles in Facebook and social media like this, but at the end of the day, most people come back, or you know what? They don't, and whatever, they find themselves in a distant minority somewhere. And no one will ever give them any creed or credence. You can either have it as it is, as it really is, and use what you can for your narratives from me, or you don't. And it's not going to hurt me either way. That's my video. That's vaccines. Anti-vaxxers who go radical, I'll get rid of you, just like I got rid of Radical Green, Radical Dems, Radical Republicans, and all their phases. I've hit all the groups at some point, taken major backlash, even when after the fact, oops, I was right, they were wrong. Some come back, some don't, but I grow at a good pace, and I give it to y'all straight. That's how you do it. And that's my video. Share. Very tired, but it's all true, and the data is coming in. It's there, and it's not looking good for major death rates. Sorry, hundreds and hundreds of millions vaccinated, more than half the USA, and they're going to be done by Independence Day. Everyone's going to be having barbecues. That's the promise. Trump was leading it. Biden took it over. It's going to happen. EU's way ahead too. Bye now.